What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. We got multiple different things to go over here in this video. It's getting crazy here in our country as we get closer and closer to the elections here. Also, we're giving away $1,000 here. Really, here in the next few videos here, we'll be done with this. If you can guess what's in this box, you could win money directly from us, and I'll be giving you a clue to what's in this box here later on in this video. So make sure you watch all the way to the end, and you'll get a clue here, and I'll show you how it works here as well. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And don't forget to hit the like button for us as well. A lot going on here. If you didn't see here, Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco home was broken into, and her husband, Paul Pelosi, was attacked by the robber or the intruder. He underwent surgery for a skull fracture after being hit in the head with a hammer following the violent attacks. And Paul Pelosi, quote, underwent successful surgery. I don't know if we call this successful, but for head and body injuries on Friday after the assailant broke into the couple's home and violently assaulted him with a hammer. Drew Hamill, the speaker's spokesman, said Paul Pelosi, who's 82 years old, was admitted to Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital for surgery to repair a skull fracture and serious injuries to his right arm and hands. That sounds very serious. His doctors expect a full recovery. I mean, when you're 82 years old and you have a skull fracture, I wouldn't be surprised if this leads to something more serious. God bless him. If this happened to anybody, this is some serious stuff, right? The chief of San Francisco Police Department told reporters on Friday that the authorities were dispatched to the Pelosi residence for a priority well-being check. I assume that their house alarm went off at 2:27 a.m. because that's the only reason why they would go there. And they found a 42-year-old man identified as David DePape and Paul Pelosi, both holding a hammer. Because there's no other reason that I think that the police would show up at 2:27 a.m. while this guy was there in their house, within minutes of this happening. So I assume that they had an alarm system that was probably going off. The suspect pulled the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently assaulted him with it. Officers tackled the suspect, disarmed him, and took him into custody on several charges, included attempted homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, and burglary, according to Scott. He is booked at the San Francisco County Jail. There will be several other additional felonies. A source briefed on the attack told The Hill that the assailant who attacked Paul Pelosi was searching for the speaker, Nancy Pelosi herself, and that the suspect confronted Paul Pelosi shouting, "Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy?" And that the assailant who acted with force threatened his life while demanding to see the speaker, Nancy Pelosi. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican leader Mitch McConnell of the Senate, said he was horrified and disgusted by reports of the attack. And former Vice President Mike Pence called the assault on the speaker's husband an outrage. A spokesperson for House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said that GOP leader reached out to the speaker to check in on Paul and said he's praying for a full recovery and is thankful they caught the assailant. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump has so far been silent on the Paul Pelosi attack, as Nancy Pelosi and Trump have been not friends, but there's been a lot of controversy here over calls on a tax on political leaders. I also believe here that there is additional criminal penalties. I believe you have to look it up for a tax on congressmen and congresswomen. So this guy is probably going to go away for a long, long time. You can see there's multiple felony charges going to be here. This guy's probably going to be in prison for a long, long time. So yeah, very, very sad. And honestly, I mean, this guy's 82 years old, get hit in the head with a hammer. Um, yeah, very, very sad. And honestly, this isn't something we want to have happen in our country. Republican, Democrat, anybody, nobody. It's just sad that this type of stuff happens in our country at all. Let me know your thoughts here on this in the comments section. President Biden recently announced an executive order that is going to help save Americans over $1 billion in fees. Take a listen.
President Biden's cracking down on so-called junk fees. Have you heard about this? Of course, he's doing it less than 2 weeks before the midterms, but even so, think those awful resort fees tacked on the end of your vacation, or the processing fee for the concert or the game ticket, or even for a flight. In addition, the president announced plans to ban or restrict the banks from charging their customers surprise fees. President Biden says the move should give Americans more breathing room amid the highest prices in 4 decades.
Each year, these junk fees, in addition, that companies charge cost Americans tens of billions of dollars, weighing down family budgets and making it harder for people to pay their bills.
Hey, look at this. $15 billion. That's roughly what banks collectively charge customers in overdraft and bounce check fees before the pandemic. That's according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The agency estimates eliminating these fees will save Americans roughly $3 billion a year.
Yeah, so I actually seen a lot of comments in the comments section of people that got unworthy bank fees from overdraft fees, or like when somebody wrote them a bad check and the bank charged them a like overdraft fee, or for lack of a better term, somebody wrote them a bad check and charged them a fee. Or sometimes when the bank takes time to process the kind of the drafting, and then there's not enough money in their account and hits them with overdraft fee. So we'll have to see exactly how all this is going to go down. But there's a lot of times when it's not really your fault and the banks hit you with overdraft fees. And there's a lot of different circumstances where this could come into play and actually end up saving you probably hundreds of dollars, right? President Biden highlighted his administration's push to crack down on so-called junk fees that banks and other companies charge their customers. And some of these are just literally probably shouldn't even be allowed, which is what they're trying to get rid of. The announcement comes after months of high inflation have eaten away at American savings and made the economy the top issue for voters. Biden was joined by Rohit Chopra, the director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is really what this bureau should be doing, right? The nation's financial watchdog agency created after the Great Recession. The bureau is targeting overdraft fees charged by banks, as well as bad check fees, which are levied against a bank customer when a check isn't valid. The bureau's guidance would make it illegal for banks to charge an overdraft fee on a transaction when a customer's account shows a positive balance at the time of a purchase, or when they withdraw money from their account. Prior to the pandemic, banks collectively charged their customers roughly $15 billion in overdraft and bounce check fees, according to the Bureau estimate. The Bureau estimates that its new enforcement push on junk fees will save Americans roughly $3 billion in fees annually. So it's not going to eliminate every single fee that the banks can charge you, but it will save Americans $3 billion of these fees. So don't think that every single fee is ever going to go away, but $3 billion of these fees can or will be eliminated. These steps will immediately start saving Americans collectively billions of dollars in fees. Banks have long been criticized for the high fees they charge customers when their accounts go temporarily negative, which is like the worst time to charge a fee, right? Relenting after years of public pressure, banks have reined in their overdraft practices. I don't know, have they? I guess some of them have. Most notably, Bank of America reduced its overdraft fees from $35 to 10. So I guess that's good, right? Other banks have instituted changes to their policies so customers cannot overdraft their accounts. That's really how it should be, right? But I mean, if you're writing a check, well, I don't know. I guess it depends on how it's done. Or are given repeated warnings that they need to bring their accounts current before a fee is charged. The banking industry responded that it was taking steps to reduce fees on customers before the White House stepped in. Well, they stepped in anyway, so good for them. These changes were made without regulatory or legislative intervention, said the president and CEO of the Consumer Bankers Association. They're also targeting bounce check fees, which occurs less frequently nowadays because Americans have largely moved away from writing paper checks and largely use peer-to-peer payment platforms like Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. These fees are typically between $10 and $19 and are charged to the customer depositing the check. Biden also highlighted a number of other fees the administration plans to go after, which include resort fees, processing fees for concert tickets, and various fees charged by airlines. We're just getting started. The White House pushes also a public display of the support of the CFPB days after the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the way the Bureau is funded is unconstitutional. The conservative leaning court ruled that because the CFPB receives its funding from the Federal Reserve and not through congressional appropriations, the way the Bureau writes its rules and regulations is unconstitutional. So the case, which could wind up in the Supreme Court, is the latest in a long list of conservative and Republican challenges to the Bureau structure. Within hours, Republicans attacked the Bureau's announcement. It's no surprise that an out of control and unaccountable agency, which the Fifth Circuit ruled is unconstitutional, has chosen to sidestep the congressionally mandated rulemaking process to change the rules of the road. So, like, as soon as you hear like some good news, like, hey, Americans might not be charged all these overdraft fees and undue fees, the Republicans want to overturn it. I mean, what we want just all regular Americans, and you really think about a lot of these fees are who are they charged to? They're charged to the lowest income Americans, people with zero balances and really low balances. Overdraft fees are charged to people with overdrafting their accounts, right? With negative balances. So these are fees that hurt the people the most. And now that I could be going to the Supreme Court with a Republican rule. So let's hope this doesn't get overturned. You can let me know your thoughts here on this, but I mean, I just read it to you right here in black and white, so it's not like I'm making this up or something. So let's hope that this sticks, because honestly, if you're just looking at this from a realistic point of view, all those changes seem pretty good, unless you're like a big banker and you're for the banking industry making $15 billion in overdraft fees. Seems like a pretty good change for the average everyday Americans. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, if you like the banking industry is making billions and billions and billions of dollars in fees on the backs of everyday Americans, then maybe you think it's a good idea. I don't know. Please let me know in the comment section if you think I'm off base. In fact, I didn't even know that until I read the very end of the article. So it was literally on screen live. Didn't even know that. So yeah. So honestly, yeah, let's hope this sticks. Wow, you really got me there.
Did I scare you?
Yeah. How did you even get back there?
I don't know. I wasn't very quiet.
Well, I'm talking here. I'm not like watching who sneaks up on me.
Hello. Goodbye.
Bye. My beautiful wife. So yeah, let me know your thoughts here. Yeah. So and also we're giving away $1,000 here in our What's in the Box contest to our beautiful viewers here in total. So if you can guess what's in that box, you could win money directly from me. So the way it works is if you can guess what's in that box correctly, you will be entered into the pool of people who have guessed correctly, and from there we will have a random comment generator. Randomly pick 10 people to win $100 each for a total of $1,000. Okay. And all you need to do to guess is leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below to guess. You can guess right now. And yeah, go ahead. So this is clue number 9. Clue number 9. Uh, the item wears red shoes. The item wears red shoes. Okay. So that's clue number 9. If you think you know what it is, please leave a comment down below in the comments section. The next video will be clue number 10, and then we will be picking winners. And I'll show you the winners directly on the screen. If you see anybody commenting in the comment section that is using my picture and says, text me or call me, it's a scammer. So I don't have any phone numbers for you to text or call or WhatsApp. I don't have any of those. I don't have any phone numbers for you to call or text, so just disregard those. There's scammers on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram all the time. Just disregard them. I block them from the channel all the time, but they make new accounts all the time, so just disregard them. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. Don't forget to hit the like button and share these videos with your friends and families as well. And I'll keep you up to date here. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And you can click here to watch my newest video on Social Security, the new payouts dates coming out here. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.